Hey there, folks. Rockhound Lion here. Gonna take a stab at doing some commentary here and playing Working from Home. So I've submitted a number of speedruns over to speedrun.com, and I currently have the any percent glitchless speedrun. Fancy. But wanted to try some commentary with this. It's an incredibly fun game. I love playing it. It's got such a whimsical vibe to it. It's just genuinely fun. I'm also an accountant in real life, so I love what I do, and I love playing video games that are also accounting, so it's just like, this is great. That's all my two loves, video games and accounting. So I just want to walk through what a speedrun for this looks like, for anybody who hasn't ever done a speedrun for this before, for this category, 100% glitchless. So the goal for the game will be to eventually make our way to the shop with $1,000 and buy the L-shaped desk. At that point, a little screen will pop up and say, hey, congratulations, you've cleared the demo. The L-shaped desk representing, of course, the pinnacle of any accountant or worm accountant's career and life. So we'll go ahead and just hit play here, get this going. So we start the time when we take control of the character. It's going to be just after he pops up out of his little box, ready to tackle the world. All right, time starts. So as with any good working day, we need to log into the computer. So that would be typing our password. You're never supposed to share your password online, but we'll share this here. It is worm123. Hit enter. Gonna get a ton of prompts here. We're just gonna left click through all of those. The phone's gonna ring and we need to go answer that. Jump. Grab it and wiggle it out of the receiver. There we go. Okay. There's an amount of time that's sunk here waiting for Steve to finish talking and checking in on us. We need this D6 to eventually hold the control button down for us. So just sort of using that time. So do that and then hanging that up on Steve. So we are going to do this. We're going to go up to the spreadsheet. Look into that. We need to earn $10 so that we can buy the reading nook. The reading nook is going to let us learn some skills. So we're going to go down to here and we're going to enter 6, 0, 1, 4, 0. Gives us money. Boom. We're going to go back over to the mouse. We're going to get out of the spreadsheet. Back in and do the shop. All right, we're going to buy the reading nook. $10, buy, close, and we're going to go to the reading nook and do this. So, or we're going to click back into the shop somehow. Good coincidence there. All right. So I've done this a few times, and that's unfortunate. The button we need is somewhere behind that pop-up. And I think the couple times I've done this, and it's debatable, but it seems I did that wrong. No such thing as mistakes, just happy accidents. You need to get a total of 5x in order to clear this, and from just testing this out, getting 4 1.25s, which is just picking up 2 items, seems to be the fastest way to do it. So that's what I've been doing. We left click through all that. Basically, there's a much more complex sheet, but we are just the junior analyst. So we're going to buy that spreadsheet wizard upgrade, which gives us access to much more difficult and thus rewarding spreadsheet tasks. We're going to go back into this. Now, there's been some conversation about whether going to sleep now would be prudent, because you get some power-ups if you go to sleep. You get a little bit more speed and a little bit more power. But I have just been doing the going straight into work. Basically, you can plow through everything you need to make $1,000 from here on in by the time you get to the end of the day. So we're just following the prompts here. So this says in cell D2 enter F4, which is 2 minus A2, which is 4. So it's 2 minus 4 is -2. -2, $40. All right, so the name of the game here is just get to 1,000. There are a few standard items that pop up on the spreadsheet. This is one of them, is hey, can you finish my Sudoku? It helps to be in the right cell. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if you type the wrong thing in the wrong cell, as long as you don't type the wrong thing in the right cell. That's one of them. That one's always 2. I will always just navigate to the tab for the cell first and then try and do the math once there. So E4 is 9 and D3 is 7, so that's 16. Continue projection pattern. This is another one that pops up every time, and it's always 70,000. If you look at all of them, you're adding 40,000 each time to those. So 7 and then 4 zeros. See, this would be the benefit of having, you get a little bit more power. Those button presses are a little bit quicker if you take the nap. Or I guess go to bed. All right, so we want to copy C4 and paste it into D6. We're going to go to C4, and this is where the D6 comes into play. So we need something to hold the control key down because we are just a teeny tiny little worm. So you get the D6 on there. He's holding the control down for us. We're going to go hit C to copy, Control C. Go over to B6. And hit V to paste. Control V to paste. Okay. Now, if you have anything on the D6 and it or on the control, the D6 on the control, and it doesn't require it, you can't type it. So anything that doesn't require anything that's not an italicized or a bold or a copy or paste, you have to get it off that key. Again, it doesn't matter if you type the wrong thing in the wrong cell. We are a 3-inch long worm. Number does not change. It's another one of the prompts that's always the same. All right, so we're going to B4, and we're looking for F1, which is 5 times C2, which is 3, so there's 13 or 15. 15. Always do that. Second guess yourself. I'm like, I know what 3 times 5 is. All right, italicize I5. So this is another one of the control buttons. So we'll do all this. Grab our D6, drop it. Oops, here. This is probably one of the more challenging parts of the run, is getting mastery of the D6 placement. All right, so there's that. Enter the name of the intern. The intern, I don't know what Mark did to offend. We always fire Mark. So you can actually copy and paste Mark's name off of the cell that the name is in, and then paste it into the cell where it needs to be. But not before. But this is quicker if you're not immediately in the cell where Mark is and have the control button set up. Old C2, so we're navigating over to C2, we're putting the control. The D6 will actually hold down the control button if it's only on 2. See, the alt and the control are both being held down. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't work on 3 though. So 2's fine, 1's fine, 3 is not. This is good. Anytime you can string together things where you don't have to mess with the D6, that is great. Copy E1. Paste it into D4, so we'll navigate down here, and you could see some of the benefit potentially of sleeping. You move faster too, so there's, you know, when you're doing these where you've got a lot of travel time, it'd be beneficial to take the sleep. I just think it's quick. It ends up being about the same, frankly, the couple of times that I've tested it myself. A4 minus C3 and C5, so A4 is 4 and C3 is 3. Perfect. Okay. Easy one. Bold D1. Now there is you may want to potentially move the D6 to control before you get to the cell where you need to do things sometimes, because you can accidentally write things in the cell. Now in this instance, I think it still accepts it even if you have the wrong, like, it doesn't care about the text, it just cares about the bold. Perfect, italicize F1. See, this is what you hope for. The bold, italicized, copy, paste, those are always italicized. Did I? So much more money and not having to move the D6 around. Copy, paste, fantastic. All right. Now, downside, D6 is about as far away from F1 as anything else could be. You can't go up to the top and like scroll around to the bottom. So we're gonna copy B6 and go all the way back to F. So copied, see the little icon there, just a spot check, take a little glance towards the monitor. Center mouse also gives you a view of the screen. I just think it's, if you can incorporate the ability to view the screen while you're moving, I think it's helpful. All right, good. Paste that in. You can work all the way until 3 a.m. before the game forces you to sleep, and this will hopefully shouldn't take that long. All right, so we're entering the sum in F1. This instance, if you had put something in there, you'd be in trouble. B1 is 2 and F4 is 35. 2 and 35. For some reason, in my head I had 1 and 35. All right. Old D1. Okay. Oh, gosh. Come on. There we go. Hold. Boop. All right. Hold C6. Fantastic. All right. All the way down. Just hit it. Come on. There we go. Again, another proponent for going to sleep. A little bit more power in the head. Wormhead Italicized C5. This is really good. Good series here. It's based off time. I feel like I'm not going to get an Italicized F4. Wow. No, I don't know what happened specifically with this run. Did you could typically tell, right? I'm only about 45 seconds now, 35 off where I need to be, and I need to have $1,000 and make it back over to the computer and buy the desk. But for some reason, I'm only at 800. So we've got quite a bit of a ways to go. So it's feeling this is probably not going to be a record or approach that. It was fine. Like I said, I have played this game so many times with no intent of accomplishing anything specifically. I played for a couple hours the other day to try to get into, you can take the radio down onto the floor and sort of grab it and wiggle around, and got over to the flower pot in the corner and find out that it was non-corporeal. You can't actually do anything with it. I went to go jump into it after some time of getting over to it, and turns out it doesn't actually exist. But again, a fun experience. Like I said, this game is just an absolute blast. It is just a demo too. Like this release is going to be incredible. Copy F2 and paste it and see if I see. Yeah, we're already over 10 minutes, which is okay. Like I said, not aiming to do anything crazy here. Just want to have fun. There we go. Right, as long as you don't hit control, you're good. We're looking to get over to E1 all the way up. No harm in hitting up one too many times. There we go. E 90727 90727. All right, $100. F2 gets 2. Kind of helpful too sometimes just to count it out in your head when you're trying to go over. So like D4, I know I'm in F, so that would be E, D, 2, 3, 4. We get 41. Okay, 931, we're getting there. These that you do the entering of the numbers rather than any math around them are typically worth less. Yeah, that's worth $17, but the other ones, copy paste jobs, could be worth as much as 50. So if we take this, we'll see, like, for example, put on there. Yeah, it's on. Settle in. Yeah, 148. So this could be it. It was not, but we're close. Next one should do it. Okay, copy D6. Extend to D3, D6. Really odd. I wonder if it's just engaging in conversation that makes it that much more difficult to like, I don't feel like anything went poorly in this run, but for some reason we are very far off the normal amount of time this would take. All right, so we're at 1,029. Fantastic. We've got our $1,000. I'm gonna go over here, grab this, get out of the spreadsheet. Mouse is all turned around. I don't know which direction I need to go to make you go in the upper right. Come on. Everything you can do to not go in the upper right. There we go. There's a button to reset mouse on the over by the 10 key on the side. I'd recommend that. All right, L desk. Bye. Stop the clock. All right, we did it. 12:32. Like I said, not the best time in the world, but a fun one. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Hopefully do more commentary on my runs going forward, getting a little bit more comfortable with the game and with my setup and everything too. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.